Alright, so basically, the other day, and this has happened to me a few times, and now I know for certain this is the cause. I was playing the guitar and it was no fun. I felt like I was playing like shit. The riff that I wrote earlier that I thought was awesome is no longer awesome, and the reason is because my strings went dead. And which is shocking is, I swear it was only about 12 to 16, 18 hours of playing. And the thing is I think that when you're playing like shred guitar or heavy metal and you're just really pounding away, and you're just, especially if you're composing music and you're doing, like the way I do it is I come up with the riff and I just play that riff over and over again, different variations, for hundreds and hundreds of times, over and over again on the guitar. But if you go online, you ask when should I change my strings, it's like huge numbers, like 100 hours, 30 hours for like the pros with the most keen ears. And that might be the case if you're just playing cowboy chords or something. I was recording a take over and over again for a guitar contest that I entered, but other than that, like, I started writing this song and I was probably like 2 hours into it, and then I started working on that guitar contest, and then I did do a lot of takes, but I'm telling you, it was no more than 12 hours of guitar playing, 14 hours of guitar playing, and my strings are dead. So I took the opportunity to show you what it sounded like with my other strings on there, show you what they look like, and then I put these bad boys on them, fresh. I can already tell it's way better. It's like, they feel like they have way more spring to them. A lot of these videos I've seen of old strings, new strings, you can barely tell the difference, but I don't think these guys are like extreme metal players or anything, so they're not just like going nuts on this thing. So I think that if you're playing extreme types of music or like some really shreddy stuff and you're putting in millions of notes, you probably have to change your strings more often. Otherwise, it's just no fun. Even recording the takes on the other strings, my old strings on here, was just horrible. I hate it. It was not fun. And I just keep trying to get a good take, keep trying to make it sound good, and it's just never going to sound good. And I know that I'm not going to write anything that sounds like crap, because I feel like I'm a pretty good guitarist, and I feel like I'm a pretty good songwriter, so I know I'm not going to write a crappy riff and then come do it the next day and not like it. So I'm starting to play it and it just sounds awful, and now I know that I gotta change my guitar strings, so check it out. So the strings are actually pretty clean looking, other than the guitar is kind of dirty, but we'll take care of that too. So like, the strings are pretty in good condition. Like, they're not, you might not be able to really tell, but they are in fairly good looking condition in comparison to a lot of other people's guitar strings. And the reason why they're always clean, they look good, is because I always wash my hands real good before I play my guitar. You don't want to eat some food, have some grease from touching doorknobs and nasty shit, and then get it all over your guitar strings. See all those indents on the strings right there? That's all from the frets. That's from me hammering on the frets, hitting notes. It's kind of hard to see, especially since my camera, yeah, there you go, you can see some there. They're definitely prominent on the coiled, thicker, lower strings, but they're all over the high smaller strings as well. If you run your finger down it, you can feel these huge like wear and tear on the strings. All right. hopefully that made sense. And yeah, I just wasn't trying to wow anyone with my guitar playing today. I just wanted to show that you can get dead strings pretty quick if you're playing heavy metal, extreme metal music. So hopefully that riff worked out for a good example. Maybe not the best example, but just what I've been playing with the most recently. So I felt like that's where the dead strings would show up the most on the dead string recording, and yeah, hopefully there you can tell the difference. I know I can definitely feel the difference when I'm playing it. Definitely more springy, more pop for like lead playing, where it wasn't like that before. Certain things didn't sound too bad, like arpeggio sweeps and stuff like that with the dead strings, but it definitely not as enjoyable. Costs a little bit money, obviously, to buy strings all the time, but if you take your guitar playing seriously, it's definitely worth it. So, peace.